This footage captured on a Ring doorbell camera shows a man in what appears to be a white hoodie standing outside a woman's apartment. This strange stalker stood there every night for over a month. He would stand so still, almost like a statue, just staring at the woman's door. In this clip, the man eventually takes a few steps back, but continues to stare at the woman's apartment before walking away. But he didn't give up just yet, coming back later and lurking closer to the woman's door. After weeks of living in fear, the lady eventually seeks help from friends, who confront the man and ask him to leave. This next clip is from CCTV footage showing a mother walking upstairs to her apartment with her child and showing the elderly man who had been stalking her standing outside the gate of her house.
A mother is seen with her child about to walk into their home. Unbeknownst to her is a random stalker right behind her.
The man then proceeds to open the door and follow the woman and her child upstairs. The woman tries to unlock her door, but then notices the man coming up, so she calls out to her neighbor for help, which scares the man off, causing him to turn back and leave.
The stairs. The woman desperately looks to find her keys rightfully, but she is nervous and afraid.
The neighbor is seen confronting the strange old man as he passes by. Good thing she had a neighbor like that to save her. This next CCTV footage is the scariest yet, as the man literally runs after this woman. Footage shows the woman, who had just arrived home from a long day at work, and the stalker, seen walking slowly behind her, following her all the way through the hallway. She revealed she had seen him lurking outside her building, but apparently had no idea he was following her.
The drama unfolded at 2 in the morning when the woman arrived home from a long day at work. She says she noticed the stranger lurking outside her building in the Bronx, New York. You can see him go up the stairs. She's apparently unaware that he's right behind her.
The lady gets to her apartment door and begins to unlock it, unaware that her stalker was just around the corner behind her. As soon as she opens the door and starts to get in, the stalker runs after her, trying to follow her in. Hearing the footsteps, she instinctively closes the door immediately, just in the nick of time.
Hopefully you will never find yourself in a crisis like this.
The stalker then calls out to her to open the door and let him in, but the woman calls for help, saving herself from a potential robbery.
Nick of time.
Open up the door. Excuse me. Excuse me.
This next door cam footage shows the creepiest stalker on the list yet. Footage shows a man with gloves, a hat, and a mask lurking outside homes and occasionally breaking into them while families were asleep. The strangest part is that he doesn't steal anything or damage any property. He just lurks around the house while the residents sleep.
Time ritual, using a thin piece of wire to break into homes in Melbourne's West, Geelong and the Surf Coast.
The strange man had been captured on camera several times, loitering around people's homes at night for no real reason. A true serial stalker.
The mystery man is believed to be in his 30s, seemingly undeterred by security.
This next Ring camera clip shows a more creepy stalker at 2 a.m. lurking outside a woman's door and speaking into the camera in a creepy voice, saying hello to the lady and asking if she sees him.
See me? Can you see me? Hey, missus.
The man then steps back and eventually walks away from her door. This door cam footage shows a woman who leads a stalker to the wrong house when he says he wants to follow her home. She then tries to send him away, saying she'll see him the next day.
Okay. No. I want you to go inside, okay? I want you to go. Okay, goodbye. Thank you.
But the stalker insists on opening her door when she refuses, saying she wants to see him go.
Appreciate you, okay? No, I want you to go, okay? I want you to go. And because I really, honestly, it's not you.
After sending him off, she comes back to the porch relieved and apologizes to the owner of the home by speaking to the camera and explaining her situation. But then the man comes back to check if she had gone in, suspecting she had led him to the wrong house. She further tries to send him away by telling him goodbye. In this door cam footage, a woman is seen coming home with her soon, but little does she know that a stalker has followed her to her home. As soon as they get in, the stalker appears.
Los Angeles, California. A woman comes home with her son. Little does she know, there's a creeper following right behind her.
The strange man immediately tries to open the door and get into the house. The woman hears the sound of someone at the door and asks who it is, but the man does not answer. She looks through the peephole and sees the man, immediately asking him to go away and threatening to call the police. But the man just keeps standing outside.
Daniel? Who's that?
This female content creator was streaming on her phone when this man walked up to her and asked how much he would have to pay to have her come to a hotel room with him.
Huh?
She is disgusted and refuses to meet the man, walking away from him.
How much I go?
This man approaches a woman in the women's underwear section, asking inappropriate questions about underwear he says he wants to buy for his wife, and that's when the woman realizes it was the same man who had been stalking her 2 years ago and immediately starts recording.
A man approaches her in the swimsuit section and starts asking questions about a gift he's buying for his wife.
He goes, "Hi, I just bought this maxi dress for my wife."
When she confronts the man about him stalking her before, he quickly takes off, but she runs after him, calling other people in the store for help. But the man eventually gets away.
Suggestive and inappropriate. That's when Candace realizes this is the very same man who approached her 2 years before.
This woman started recording on her phone when she realized she was being followed by a strange man in a black hoodie a few feet behind her. She says the man looked into the camera many times and didn't care at all that he was being filmed. She was followed around the neighborhood for several blocks.
What was supposed to have been a quick trip to the store turned into the nightmare Jamie Coots could not break free from.
She eventually made her way to the skate park, where she asked the people there for help. The stalker is forced to walk away and leave the lady alone when questioned by people at the park.
Hey, do you mind if I sit with you guys? This guy's literally been following me in circles.
Yeah, that's cool.
For like 40 minutes, and I've been recording it.
Eventually, she made her way to the skate park.
These girls were playing at the park one night, but after they got home and reviewed the video they were recording, they found a creepy set of eyes had been watching them the whole time. One thing is for sure, those girls are never going to a park at night again. This CCTV footage shows a stalker who had trapped his victim in her driveway and was chasing her around the car. He had a tool in his hand, with which he hit the car to scare the lady. But when he notices a police car coming over, he walks away. This CCTV footage shows a Los Angeles store clerk being dragged out of her store by her alleged stalker. The man can be seen pulling her by the arms out of the shop as she tries to resist. A customer notices this but makes no effort to interfere.
You see the man pulling the woman by her arms, and she is trying to resist. Police say he was armed with a...
He then forces her into his car and drives her to a cemetery, where the woman is, fortunately, able to escape. The woman later said he had been harassing her for some time to be in a relationship with him and trying to find out where she lived.
He had been stalking the victim for some time, trying to figure out where she lived and harassing her to be in a relationship with him.
This next footage shows an elderly woman lurking around a shop, stalking a little girl. As soon as the shop clerk goes away, the woman walks up to the little girl, caresses her hair, and starts talking to her. She walks away when the clerk comes back. When the little girl is ready to leave, the woman is seen waiting for her with a car door open. Luckily, the store clerk notices the strange activity of the women and decides to escort the little girl home. The stalker, realizing her plan to abduct the child had failed, got back into her car and left. This door cam footage shows a girl being abducted by her stalker as she gets home and tries to unlock her door. The stalker, who was wearing a hoodie and a mask, jumped out from the corner and grabbed the girl, dragging her away with him.
The teen and dragging her away. The woman chasing after.
Luckily, her mother had heard the scream and came out chasing after them. They were able to fight him off before he could take her away.
As a mother, her motherly instinct to save her daughter kicked in, and she wasn't even thinking about her own safety.
The man was later identified as a former co-worker of hers by police. Suspecting that she was being stalked, this woman set up her dash camera to record the outside of her house to confirm her suspicions. And she was right. The stalker walks towards her house, careful to stay out of sight. The stalker then walks up to the house and goes around it to find her. The door cam of a woman reveals a man lurking around her house at night. Another piece of footage shows the man, who is wearing a hat, looking through her window, trying to spy on her. This gamer uploads a stream about a suspicious car that pulls up at his house every night. He is afraid for his safety and asks for anyone who can help him identify the car, as his neighborhood isn't the safest of neighborhoods.
South Carolina area, because I do not know whose car this is, and I keep pulling up here every night.
This guy is doing a live stream in Japan when a woman who is being stalked walks up to him, trying to ask for help and clinging to him for protection.
Yeah.
The streamer immediately understands and attempts to send the man away, telling him to have a good night. The man attempts to make conversation, but is eventually made to leave.
Good to see you. It's alright. Have a good night, man.
Hi.
See you.
Where from?
Australia.
Australia. Wow.
Yeah. Have a good night, man.
The woman then shows her appreciation to the man and explains to him how afraid she was, as she had been stalked for 2 days by the man.
My trips. Two days ago in Japan.
Yeah.
Coming to Japan.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are you in danger?
Yes, pretty dangerous.
This woman recorded a video of a homeless man in New York who she claimed had been following her everywhere for 3 years and often gave her a mean stare. She says he once told her that he hated her and didn't like people giving her money. This CCTV footage shows a woman and her boyfriend walking down a street, but following closely behind them was her ex, who had traveled over 140 miles, stalking his ex-girlfriend. He kept following them for several miles with the intention of hurting his former girlfriend with a knife he was carrying. Sadly, he eventually caught up with them and stabbed her several times in front of her new boyfriend. Outside the home of actress Danielle Yancey, CCTV cameras capture a completely naked man wearing only a sock on his genitals. He is seen lurking around outside the home, wearing a Ronald Reagan Halloween mask to conceal his identity. The intruder was making his way around the house when he spotted Yancey's husband through the window, causing him to flee. Danielle Yancey later saw the footage and notified the authorities. This stalker, caught on a Ring camera, would come and knock on his neighbor's door with different tools. The harassment continued, this time bringing with him a rod. The reason the man constantly harassed his neighbor and attacked his property was not known to anyone. The victim acquired a restraining order against the man, but even that didn't stop him from coming back. This man suspected he had a stalker who would come up to his house every night. So to confirm his suspicion, he decided to put a camera at his window to record any activity throughout the night.
My windows. So I'm gonna go set it up real quick. Got a camera nice and set up in a nice, like probably one of the best spots you can be in. It's got a clear shot of the deck and stuff.
He wakes up the next day and goes to collect his camera and view the footage to see if he was right about being stalked. And he was.
What the heck? Oh my God. He's looking. I don't know what he's looking in the freaking window.
This lady caught this on her doorbell Ring cam after a night of shopping at Walmart. The man, who was wearing a hoodie and a face mask, had followed her all the way from the Walmart store.
After a lovely night of shopping at Walmart, user Ghostphase caught this on their doorbell Ring camera. This guy followed me all the way home from the store.
This lady in Dallas had been approached by a neighbor who lived in the same apartment building. He was later caught on her door Ring cam, giving her compliments and trying to ask her out.
Hello. I ain't gonna lie, like, you beautiful.
The woman feels harassed and tries to tell him it's too early for him to be bothering her, to which the man apologizes and starts to tell her more about himself.
You know what time it is. I'm sorry, but damn, like, I don't be seeing you. Plus, I be going back and forth to school. Cause like, I play basketball. I'm trying to make the NBA. I'm in the G League, and I do tattoos too. So like, I'm trying to really fuck with you. Like you fun as fuck. Like when I first seen you up here, I like, damn, she fun.
He tries to convince her to be friends with him, saying he is not like other men and has something going on for him, but she doesn't engage in the conversation. He then offers to give her his number and asks her to come outside and get it. After she refuses to come out, he tells her he'll write down his phone number and put it under her mat, then walks away.
I'm gonna just write on the sheet of paper and put it up under your mat. Alright, 60.
This female vlogger was recording and touring Akihabara in Tokyo, Japan, when the unexpected happened. She was around, showing her audience different sights in the town.
Hey guys, hey kittens, it's Catty Cat, and right now I am in Akihabara, and I'm just gonna walk around a little bit because I'm just on my way back from the shooting. So guys, let's walk with me and check out Akihabara. Let's go.
At this point, she notices that there is a man behind her who was watching her when she started filming and seems to be following her around.
Okay, this is getting a bit weird. There was a guy who watched me when I started filming, and he's looked at me and he slow keeps walking where I'm walking.
But she is not spooked and casually continues her vlog.
It's cold. It's cold. Ah, I forgot my cute bow. There it is. Ta-da!
She did a separate video to let her audience know she was okay and that the stalker didn't follow her for too long. She also said it was not the first time she was followed by someone and she knew how to get away.
Around town until I got very scared. I mean, I'm okay this time. And you kind of know after a while if someone's following you. You kind of especially if you had...
This footage from a police car shows a stalker who was apprehended while trying to break into the victim's home. He is heard saying he just wanted to talk to her and that she was his best friend.
I really just wanted my best friend to talk to me. And now I'm sitting here with you with cuffs on and the back of a cruiser. My truck's been towed. Dude.
The woman had called the authorities when she saw the man banging on her window and trying to gain access into her home by forcing the door open. She tells the officers that he was a friend of hers who she hadn't spoken to for a long time.
And then he just lost a friend 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I haven't seen him in 2 years.
Just kind of infatuated with her and...
Yeah.
You haven't seen him in 2 years?
But he keeps popping up.
She says she was scared, especially because she knew the man to be an ex-Marine. She said she got so scared that she sent her daughter to the inner room and asked her to lock herself there. Because of his constant harassment, she had to change her phone 3 times.
Were you scared?
Yeah. He's an ex-Marine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened if you would gotten in it?
I don't know. I feel honestly, he's become so obsessive and wants to talk to the point where
This door cam shows the stalker on July 3rd, 2022, dropping off a present for her and blowing her a kiss. When in police custody, he is questioned by officers and starts to explain that he had asked her many times, but she had said she didn't want to be friends anymore. He also said she had blocked his phone number, email, and all social media accounts, so he had no choice but to come to her house and try to talk to her there.
You need to record this?
Huh?
No.
I have to record all presentations.
Okay. She said, I don't want to be friends anymore. You've pushed it too far. Which I didn't think I'd asked that many times, but okay. I think she blocked my number, so I tried emailing her. And she blocked me on that, and then she blocked me on all social media, so,
He claims he just wanted to see if he could talk to her and would have left her alone and gone about his day if she didn't want to talk to him.
I was just trying to talk to her, and if not, I was going to go about my day, go about my life. That's it. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to create a problem, man. I was actually trying to solve one. At least.
In this video, a man starts filming when he notices someone staring at him through his window. The stalker was standing completely still, leaving the man afraid and with no clue what the stranger's intentions were. The man calls 911 to report the stalker, who has been standing for 30 minutes. These 2 boys were shopping at a store when one of them noticed a strange man who kept following them around the store. The boy decides to make a turn to see if the man would still follow, and he did. He turned another corner, and the man followed him there too, trying not to make it too obvious to the boys that he was following them.
Watch if I turn, watch.
The boy in the video mentions that he asked the man 3 times why he was following them, but he didn't answer and just continued doing it. Given that the boys were black and the man was white, He must have stereotyped the boys as criminals and was probably just trying to make sure they didn't steal anything from the store, but who knows. Next is the unusual occurrence of a man being stalked by a lady. This man starts recording when he suspects that he is being followed by a woman. Although the man seems nervous, he tries to brush it off as nothing special and even makes jokes about it.
I'm pretty sure I'm being followed. I've been taking a rather circuitous route. See that woman back there? I've been taking a rather circuitous route around.
This man believes she has a stalker who has been standing outside his apartment every night for 4 days, looking through her window. So she decides to record it as evidence to show her family. The man decides to go outside to confront the stranger. But on reaching there, the stranger had mysteriously disappeared and was nowhere to be found. This husband records his wife's stalker, who initially approaches her in his car, asking her if she needs a ride. The next day, the man parks his car just outside their home for some time without getting out, and then just drives off. Over the course of the next few days, the man drives by, watching their home. The man stops the woman once again, saying that he needs help around the house and requesting her assistance, and she obviously declines. But the man continues stalking them, even eventually leaving a note for them with his phone number, saying that he needed help around his house. This man recorded his stalker at the train station, whom he said he was fed up with. The man is seen leaving the train, and the stalker is following right behind him, not even trying to avoid being noticed. He then confronts the man, who is named Gerard, and asks him to get back on the train.
Stay on the train track.
But Gerard insists that he wanted to get on the other train car, so the man lets him get on it and starts to leave, but Gerard starts to follow him again. The man asks his stalker to sit down and stop following him, but he just remains standing, waiting for him to make the move. The train attendant had to step in and try to make them sit in different sections, but it didn't work as the stalker was still following him. This streamer was live and walking the streets of Japan when a creepy man with a katana sword started following her. She waits for him to get ahead of her and then turns to walk in the other direction, but he turns around and keeps following her.
Okay, can we go this way now?
Even if she was playing it off by laughing, it was clear that she was scared for her life and uncomfortable. She gets so scared that she eventually has to run from the man.
He's still following us. We're gonna go Koba.
But the man just keeps following her and she starts running faster and crying for help. Luckily, a man noticed what was going on and decided to help the girl get to a police station. They got to the station, where the police apprehended the creepy man with the sword, but judging from her face, she was still very terrified. Thank goodness for that man who helped save them.